Hey folks, this video shares results from the spring 2023 making season. I'd like to start off with a bisque kiln opening. I fired a number of objects that are gifts and experiments and things in need of replacement and some other little stuff that my children created. So this video is going to be a mashup of a number of things. I had a little glaze party a few weeks ago where friends and family got to decorate snack plates and mugs and bowls, and I also managed to illustrate a bunch of dishes for my kids. And I have to say that it's quite a luxury to be able to do this kind of stuff at home. It really makes me proud that my children have a strong sense of the value of reusable and handmade objects. Here's a little bit of glaze prep and process. I use a 20-gallon air compressor, a gravity-fed spray gun, and a makeshift spray booth fashioned out of an old trash can. I always wear a respirator, even though I have excellent ventilation while doing this kind of stuff outside. I found that it's cost-effective to choose a handful of dry glazes and to mix them in large batches. These work well for me when dipping, pouring, and spraying, although I tend to spray most of the time because it's really convenient. I like the rolling cart a lot because it helps to keep things stowed away while acting as a storage unit for dry materials. I also like that it elevates the pot, and making it easy to spin on the banding wheel really helps to save my back. It took a lot of trial and error to figure out how to glaze in a way that provides consistent results, but that's part of the draw of making these objects. It's really easy to glaze large objects at a consistent thickness without having to hold up a heavy object. I find that it really works well on my wrists not to have to dip a huge object into a bucket. The downside is that there's a time drain, and you got to set up and you got to clean up all this stuff, and you got to maintain all the equipment. But all things considered, glazing 24 cereal bowls will take me less than 10 minutes. It's pretty nice. Alright, now it's time for the fun stuff. The reveal is always so much fun. My family usually hangs out with me and helps out, but I couldn't wait, so I had to, before going to work, I had to go and unload the kiln really quickly. So here are the results. So I've had really good results firing to cone 5 with mid-range materials, and I tend to try a variety of clay blends, usually working with 2 at a time. Currently I have a ton of speckled bee mix and speckled buff. I like to decorate painting with Amico underglazes, and I follow that up by spraying in some Laguna clear glaze. And a lot of times I'll just spray glaze, or I'll pour and dip just the glaze by itself. As a hobby potter, the biggest conflict I have with making pottery is finding a home for all of the objects. Yeah, I know, it's a good problem to have, right? Anyways, selling pottery is not really for me, especially since my free time is really limited, so I sometimes need to be creative when finding people to give pots to. I was lucky in finding this used kiln a handful of years ago, but the reality is that I need to make a ton of things in order to have an efficient firing. It does not really make sense to only fire 5 pieces in this huge kiln with like 7 cubic feet. So when looking forward, I think it's realistic to expect seasonal firings, and hopefully I can find someone in the LA area who's willing to trade their small kiln for my large one, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But I've got a pickup truck. Anyways. As I approach the 10-year mark of working with clay, it's apparent to me that this is my favorite artistic medium. While I'm really lucky in that I teach high school students how to animate and draw comic books, really clay is the thing that it tugs at my heartstrings. I just love working with clay. I really enjoy how laborious and cyclical the ceramic process is, and it's fun to be able to include elements of 2D and 3D design when trying to make objects. And there's always room for improvement. You're never going to master this in an entire lifetime, so that really motivates me. I also enjoy how vast the clay community is, And with the development of tools like podcasts and YouTube and Instagram, it's really easy to reach out to other potters and to see what other people are up to. So it looks like there are only a few more pieces to unload in this kiln, so I'll end by thanking you for watching this video.